Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolfe Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? This episode has a short but true story to go along with it, and it's based around a meatball sub, one of my favorite submarine sandwiches in the world. When I make meatballs for spaghetti or for meatball subs, I take a lot of pride in making them the right way and the way that I like them. Then they're simmered for several hours in a nice savory tomato sauce until they're velvety soft and tender. Sometimes I serve them by themselves, with spaghetti, or make a toasted meatball sub. Which leads me to a quick story before we get into our Dollar General meatballs. 2 years ago, we were in North Myrtle Beach for vacation, and the roads were packed and we didn't want to drive anywhere. So we found a local, very casual Italian place that had great reviews, and it was within walking distance from our condo, or in my case, rolling distance. And they also had beer, which was really the only thing that mattered to me. I was on vacation. I won't mention the name of this establishment, but you might be able to find a link to it in the description of this video. My daughter ordered the stromboli, and it was a soggy mess to me. She enjoyed it, but I would have sent it back. My wife ordered the lasagna, and to be fair, it wasn't too bad, but I don't believe it was homemade. I ordered their meatball sub for $6.95, and I was really looking forward to a ooey gooey cheesy meatball sub like this. But when the waiter brought this out, I was at a loss for words as my jaw hit the ground. I asked myself, what is this? And I wasn't trying to be rude or sound pretentious, but I was literally shocked. It came out looking exactly like you see here in the picture. He replied, this is our meatball parmesan sub, which is very popular. And then he asked me if there was too much sauce on it. Unfortunately, he was being 100% serious. The manager ended up coming over, and they both adamantly defended their popular meatball sub, but they did offer to make me a new meatball sub or totally new sub, which after seeing this and then not seeing a problem with it, I politely declined. I didn't even try it, I just sent it back. Would you have tried it? And I went back to both their Google and their Yelp reviews, and they still have outstanding ratings. I just don't get it. But I did end up enjoying a few Bud Lights while my wife and daughter ate, and I ended up settling for a bag of chips when I got back to the room. So today, I'm going to see if I'm able to make a better sub using this 14.5 ounce can of Clover Valley fully cooked meatballs and tomato sauce that I bought from Dollar General for $2.25. I was expecting and didn't really care if these had TVP, which they do, but they also have beef and chicken, and of course the obligatory water, which is necessary when making a form meat slurry concoction. Or balls in this case. But all things considered, there's not really a ton of ingredients, and the sauce seems legit. Tomato puree and some seasonings. We might be onto something with these. There's 3 half-cup servings per can. Each serving has 200 calories, 15 grams of total fat, 6 grams of saturated fat, 0.5 grams of trans fat, 40 milligrams of cholesterol, 780 milligrams of sodium, 6 grams of carbohydrates, no fiber, 3 grams of sugars, and 9 grams of protein. You can heat these up in the nuker or on the stovetop, which is how I'm going to heat these today. Into the skillet they went, and wow, was that sauce red! You could paint a fire truck with it. There's a good amount of sauce and 12 medium-sized meatballs. So onto the stove they went to warm for a few minutes. While they're on the stove warming, I'd like to thank the Ridge for sponsoring today's video. Does your wallet look like this? Has this ever happened to you? The Ridge's compact wallets help you carry less, but always make sure you have what you need. Not a bunch of old receipts or outdated gift cards. All of the Ridge wallets block RFID, which is wireless theft. They hold 1 to 12 cards, come with a lifetime warranty, and they fit in your front pants pocket or your shirt pocket, which is where I've been keeping mine. Which means no more paining your backside from sitting on a bulky wallet. The Ridge wallets come in titanium, carbon fiber, aluminum, and polycarbonate, and they come in over a dozen styles and colors. Although they only weigh an ounce or two, and are basically the size of a credit card, these things are built like tanks. The one I have, and the one I've been using for a while now, is the 3K carbon fiber weave wallet that weighs in at a measly 1.6 ounces. With me being in a wheelchair, the Ridge wallet is a lifesaver on my butt and makes my wallet much more accessible. Get your Ridge Wallet today with 10% off and free worldwide shipping by going to ridgewallet.com/wolfpit. That's ridgewallet.com/wolfpit and use the code WOLFPIT when you're checking out. After 5 minutes, our meatballs are warmed through and they really look and smell decent. I shaped one like a jailhouse snitch so I could try it on its own. It was at this point I thought they looked like meatballs in SpaghettiOs or in the canned spaghetti and meatballs. But really, what should I have expected? If I thought they were going to look like homemade meatballs coming out of the can, I would have been dead wrong. When this ball went in my mouth, I was delightedly stunned with the texture. It had a really nice meaty chew to it, and it wasn't spongy at all, which is normally associated with TVP. The flavor was pretty subtle, but that could easily be doctored up with some seasonings. The meatball was actually pretty good. And like I said, it had a nice meaty chew, and it was also very moist. Moist balls are always better than dry balls. It was a very enjoyable ball in my mouth. I tried the sauce next, and it didn't appear to have any seasoning in it, nor did it taste like it had any. It had a very subtle hint of metallic flavor. But again, a pinch of sugar, some oregano, basil, garlic, and a pinch of red pepper flake to the can of meatballs, and that would have given them the pep they need in my opinion. Either way, the balls are still enjoyable as they are. So now let's make a meatball and cheese sub and see how it turns out. I'm just going to use a hot dog bun since these balls are small. There's nothing worse than having more bun than balls. I was thinking I could get 4 to 5 meatballs per bun, and 4 balls ended up fitting perfectly. Next we added some of the pretty bland sauce, but I still can't get over that beautiful, vibrant, bright red. That almost makes up for the lack of flavor. So this meatball sub already looks better than the other one. Next we added some freshly grated mozzarella cheese right out of the bag. Then it went under the broiler for a minute until the cheese melted. Now would you rather pay $6.95 for this or that? But the most important thing is, and the only thing that really matters, is how it tastes. So I dislocated my jowls and took a big old bite to ensure I got a whole ball on my orifice, which I was very successful at doing. As I chewed, the meatballs were just like before. They had a very pleasant, meaty texture, but then mixed with the ooey gooey cheese and somewhat toasted bun, this meatball sub came together very nicely and was very enjoyable. So here's my final thoughts on Clover Valley's fully cooked meatballs and tomato sauce that I got from the Dollar General for $2.25. They're very well made meatballs for what they are, processed meatballs. They're actually better than most frozen meatballs I've had from a bag. And I've got to say, this is one application where TVP really worked, and it worked well. Really, the only critique I have is the lack of flavor, but that's a very easy fix with some seasonings, which is why I'm giving Clover Valley fully cooked meatballs and tomato sauce in a can an 8 out of 10. If you'd like to help support the Wolf Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. That's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more. That's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.